engineering, all right, and talk to this line station as well. For example, if the incident happened in Hong Kong, they will call the station manager or airport manager of Hong Kong and try to gauge the situation and come up with their sort of re-rostering, contingency plan, etc. But given lapse of time, people learn from mistake. And continuous improvement tells us that it is better you have one integrated center, all right? I remember one airline I worked with in the Middle East, they were the first one to create this, what they call integrated airport control center. It works very well. So other airlines are going to follow. This is what I said, benchmarking, best practice, all right? The beauty of having an integrated airport center is that you can contain everything there. You have your people from, cabin crew, technical crew, all stage in the same place, that the communication will improve. Same as airport, we have our different department, terminal, airfield, security, safety, IT, we group them together and have a sort of what we call integrated airport center. But you're surprised. I understand in London Heathrow, for some reason, it doesn't mean that they don't know, because London Heathrow is a very difficult place that, is so congested. They don't really have a what they call an integrated airport center at the moment, all right? Okay. Integrated airport center, talking about day-to-day operation. Please remember, in an airport environment, incident, accident happen every day, every hour. I'm not exaggerating. It could be ambulance case, it could be fire alarm, it could be real fire, all right? So we need to have an integrated airport center to monitor the day-to-day operation, all right? We have a senior manager, his title is airport duty manager, all right? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, of course working on shift, monitor the daily operation. As I said, airport is a flow business, so they monitor and maintain the critical flow of people. People means passenger, airport user as well, because you have meters and greater, aircraft, cargo, information. Now, this slide explains to you what is the function of the integrated airport center. As I mentioned before, the IAC in short, integrated airport center, is the nerve of the airport operation. So it maintains close contact with different stakeholders, all right? To name a few, we have the air traffic control, police, custom, immigration, all right? Security, port health, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to drag on here too long. Okay, just now the slide explained to you about the external party, the relationship between the integrated airport center and the external stakeholders, if you like. Now this is what we call internal relationship. Okay, I explained earlier on, we bring in all the different departments, Terminal 1, Terminal 2, landside, apron control, security, IT, and technical services people into one center, okay, under the airport duty manager. So communication is the key here. So decision can be made very fast, all right? And information can be disseminated to the public very fast. I heard this morning, I cannot remember who is that gentleman, keep on mentioning about communication, all right? Media, all right? If you don't handle it properly, the disaster could be bigger than yours, all right? Okay, that's why you see the relationship with the airport emergency center. We also have a media station in the airport emergency center. To explain a little bit about the relationship between the integrated airport center and the emergency control center or airport emergency center, in short we call it AEC. This diagram shows you something like, as I said, incident, accident happen every day, every time. So our people, our staff in the IAC or in the terminal, in the airfield, the duty staff are responsible to identify the problem, to understand the problem. When they receive report of problem, they will attend to the scene and try to contain, I use the word contain the problem. You see the cross here, that means, if you don't handle it properly, given more time, given lapse of time, it will become a crisis. All right. So ideally, if we can contain the problem, thank you very much, very happy. We don't have anything. Just in case we can't, then it become a crisis. All right. When it become a crisis, what are we going to do with the crisis management? Crisis management is something like, we need to monitor. We need to have someone take charge of the whole incident. All right. There's only one commander. All right. You can't have too many commanders. So that is the reason why we will activate the airport emergency center from that point onward. All right. Now the function of the airport emergency center is to coordinate the management of information and resources. All right. And I call C3 means command, control, and coordination for the airport response. This is something to do with the airport-wide response, not the airport operator, not the airport authority alone, all right? Coordination of the media response. What do I mean by here? Coordination of media response is in order not to create a sort of disaster. The line to take the information, all right, publicized to the media, to the public, must be the same by the airline concerned, by the government people, by the airport authority. All right? Okay, when we have a crisis management situation, when we activate the airport emergency center, we need to also look at, the business continuity and the recovery as well. All right, this diagram is a very simple way to explain, when normal day-to-day operation, is responsible by the integrated airport center. However, when you develop into a situation that, we have to activate the airport emergency center, the center part, if you like, the sort of green color arrow. So when the airport emergency center will take over the whole incident, the crisis, all right? They will handle it. And then once everything is okay, it will pass it back to the integrated airport center. Mind you, I said every okay, meaning that recovery is also to be overseen by the AEC until we are satisfied that, things are really equivalent to normal day-to-day operation. Then we'll pass it back to the integrated airport center. All right, moving on, just to give you a sort of snapshot on the layout. This is our IAC, AEC, all right, these two centers, which are co-located in one building. And they are very good, because once the IAC handle the situation, until we need to activate the AEC, they will pass it to the sort of, you call it next door. All right, let me show you. This is the AEC. Sorry, this is the IAC, all right? So, meaning that, for example, if we have an aircraft accident, all right, before the accident happened, probably the aircraft will declare some sort of alerting, like in technical term in aviation, we call it local standby, meaning that they encounter some sort of problem. It may develop into something, but they don't know. So that's why, the crew will declare what they call local standby procedure. There again, I won't go into details, it needs a little bit of time to explain more. However, when you declare the local standby, the fire fighting and rescue people will have a certain number of vehicles. The police, the responding party, ground handling agent, refueling company, all these, have to assemble at certain point, all right? If it develops into a problem, then they will escort the aircraft, particularly the fire engine, or if there's a fire, they have to put out the fire as well. And this is what we call local standby. But if a situation which is really, really very critical, the crew of the particular aircraft can declare like a full emergency situation. In short, we call it full E, okay, emergency. Now, if you have this kind of situation, then the airport fire fighting and rescue people will mobilize basically everything to stand by if the aircraft hasn't landed yet. meaning that the airport, supposedly we have a standard earlier I mentioned on, to handle, we have the category, firefighting and rescue ability to handle up to a Airbus A380 aircraft. But because of the deployment of the rescue firefighting equipment, waiting for the airport capability of handling rescue and firefighting will be downgraded for other aircraft. All right, just a close-up of the airport emergency center. All right, so now I'm going to explain the AEC, the airport emergency center composition. All right, normally the airport duty manager will decide, whether or not the AEC has to be activated. Once activated, we have representatives from government department, airlines involved, handling agents. In short, all the stakeholders will be asked to sit in the airport emergency center. And then we also have a separate crisis management team. Basically, this team is led by our operation director, with our senior operation representative from each department, to lead this crisis management team to deal with the situation. All right, talk about AEC activation. Just give you two examples only. Every year, I think we activate the AEC probably 4 or 5 times, slow joke. Because later on you will see when we have typhoon situation, we also activate the AEC. Because emergency center is not something just deal with emergency. It also help for business continuity. All right, these two examples are one Airbus A340 aircraft emergency landing because of fuel contamination. All right, this is a very critical part I want to tell you because the aircraft have engines. It's a twin engine aircraft. One engine stored in flight. All right, so the crew following the procedures, aircraft manufacturing manual and the company procedure to restart the engine in flight. All right. Unfortunately, when it was on the final approach to Hong Kong International Airport, they were smart enough to declare local standby already, but just very, very close to the airport. All right. Both engines lost thrust power, so the aircraft had to land manually by the crew using all sorts of flight control system like the brake, what they call flap of the aircraft, to bring the aircraft to a complete stop without going away the one way. The crew got the credit for that one. Okay. Now, another one down below is the Airbus A380 aircraft burst high on the one way. All right. So both cases occupy our one way for almost 6 hours. All right. Luckily, we have 2 one-ways. We can still operate, but there again is a degraded mode of operation. All right. Final part is the business continuity response. All right. Business continuity, it could be natural or man-made crisis. Severe weather, protest and demonstration, cloud management situation. Now, AEC can also be activated to manage crisis, but also to maintain business continuity. All right. The key word here is to continue manage the flow of passenger cargo. I repeated too many times here. I'm going to drag on here too long. All right. Talking about preparation, we have to carry out drills and exercise every year. So we have about 40 cross-organizational exercise conducted on annual basis. We have about 40 training workshop and seminar. All right. And we also activate the AEC when we have problem like East Asian Games. A lot of people coming to Hong Kong. We have VVIP, coming to Hong Kong. It could be a high risk, So we have to activate the airport emergency center in order to ensure the business continuity. Now, if you tell me you can't see this one is correct because I mean this is not an eyesight test, I'm not going to test your eyesight. I just want to show you the number of programs that we have to carry out in a year, all right, for the drills and exercise, to ensure that the people at Hong Kong IA are well trained, are very well aware of their roles and responsibility in case of crisis and emergency. Drills and exercise. This is really drills. You know, this